Hello. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are already a subscriber, you know what I do and how I do it. And for those of you who are new, sit back, relax, and be prepared to be amazed. We have been talking about the case of Summer Wells, 5-year-old little girl that is missing in Tennessee. And I gave my report of what I feel happened to her. And as a medium, I'm not giving up on Summer. We are going to keep up with the Summer Wells case, but we have discussed talking about other cases. And so since I've been off for a couple of days, I decided that we would go today into the Suzanne Morphew case. Now, we all know, at least most of us, that Suzanne went missing Mother's Day of 2020, and her husband, Barry Morphew, is currently in jail awaiting his trial for the murder of Suzanne. Now, I made notes so that I would not get off track and I would not forget what I wanted to tell you. Because right after I found out she was missing, I was meditating. I was clearing my mind. I was not thinking of anything. I had not called on my guides to help me. But Suzanne did come to me, and we talked. And she told me exactly what happened, and that's what I'm going to be telling you about. Just to check back on my notes. Suzanne Morphew. Beautiful soul. She's very kind and very loved by a lot of people. And when I did do this a long time ago, back when she first came up missing, and I did it again when Andy, her brother, went to Colorado with a team that he put together of searchers. And when Suzanne came to me, I may have to do it this way. Okay, so I told you about me meditating, and I did not ask my guides for assistance. But Suzanne came to me. She spoke very strongly, very clearly to me about what happened that night, which was the night before Father's Day, I'm assuming. She had been on the phone, and this was reported that she was on the phone with a friend of hers talking about her friend's son getting married, and Suzanne had planned to come to the wedding. And apparently Barry didn't like that. And when she got off the phone, that would be the last time that she spoke to anyone other than her husband. He was nitpicking her, telling her that she wasn't going anywhere, And she told me she had had enough. She said, this is what she said. She said that night, she talked to her friend on the phone, okay, about her son's wedding. Suzanne told me when she got off the phone, Barry picked a fight with her. Suzanne told me this. She said, I am so tired of arguing. He is so controlling and he is so angry all the time, telling me what to do and what I can't do. I just want to be happy in my own home. I told, she said, this is Suzanne speaking. She said, I told Barry, I am sick of fighting and walking on eggshells. I can't do this anymore. I want out. I want a divorce. And he exploded on her. And she was showing me what actually happened. So I could not only hear her, but I could see what she was showing me. And this is why it's so hard for psychics or mediums to do what they do, because they experience it as if it's theirs or they're there watching. And that's how I felt. I mean, I could not help her. There was nothing I could do. She was gone already anyway, and I knew that. So, she says, and then he really snapped. She said she was showing me what happened. I could see everything unfolding. I seen Suzanne laying on the floor on her back with Barry on top of her, strangling her with his hands. And what she showed me was they were laying in front of a rock fireplace, and her head was facing the fireplace. She was on her back, and it was like she laid down with her head towards the fireplace, and her feet were out. And she said that she fought back all she could. Barry was very strong, and she was just so tired and so fed up, and she fought as hard as she could. But Barry, being a lot bigger and a lot stronger and a lot madder, he was able to strangle her until she wasn't breathing anymore. His co-workers, Barry's co-workers, they said that he looked like, when he came in to work, he looked like he had been up all night. He was frazzled, he was nervous, he was just not normal Barry. And the reason why is because he was up. He was paranoid. He didn't know what he was going to do with his body. And he was trying to figure stuff out. And what she showed me was that in the beginning, he had buried her on the property under a tree, because I asked her, I said, Suzanne, at this time, I said, Andy, your brother Andy is coming to find you. where is your body? And she said, outside by the tree. So that was my initial comments when I left comments on other YouTubers' channels. However, a lot has changed since then. Barry has been arrested. His affidavit has not been released. It is under seal. As far as I know, it has not been released yet. And that is very odd. And they say that the reason why is because of their daughters, Suzanne and Barry's 2 daughters. But there was also a terrible post put up by Tyson Draper. And he put up a post, and I have it, and I can show it to you. And what it says is something, I may have done a video on it. I may not have uploaded it, though. Barry, or I should say Tyson, put up a very disturbing post saying, I understand why the affidavit is sealed is because of the pain that it's going to cause the girls when they find out exactly what Barry did to his wife and their mother. And so my question was, so Tyson, why go into all this detail, horrible detail, when the affidavit hasn't been released? And, you know, I didn't understand that. I don't really want to say a whole lot about what happened to Suzanne because of that. You know, I feel like it's my place to help her in whatever way I can. But I don't want to hurt the girls. Her mother passed away years ago. Suzanne's mother's gone. And then when Suzanne's father died, it was so sad. And then I thought, no, it's not. Because she's with her mom and her dad now. Now her daddy knows what happened to her. But it's okay, because he's with her again. He's happy. That's all he wanted, was his little girl back. Suzanne and Barry grew up in Indiana. And that's where all the family was. That's where Suzanne was happy. She was in her element. But Barry is a controlling, manipulating bully. He's a narcissist. And he had to have complete control. So once she got a big settlement from, it was a death in the family, and I'm not sure if it was her mother or where she got the money, but her money paid for that house in Colorado, the great big $1 million mansion that they were living in. He kept her isolated from friends and family, or at least he tried to. But when she got to Colorado, she made more friends. Everybody loved Suzanne. And just looking at the pictures of her, how could you not love her? She looks so kind. I mean, I can look at people and feel and see it's like an aura around them. And Suzanne was just glowing. However, Suzanne said that she knew she was going to die that night. And she was to the point where she didn't really care. She tried to fight him off, but she knew she couldn't. And she knew he was mad and he was going to kill her. Suzanne, and this is what I wrote down. Suzanne told me, I knew Barry was going to kill me. Because he was not going to let me leave him. He said, no one walks out on me. And he said, and he was going to give me, wasn't going to give me a dime of his money. So instead of selling the house and splitting it, going your own ways, the girls were pretty much grown, so I don't think she would have been getting any kind of child support or anything like that. But he was so selfish that he thought everything belonged to him. The house, all the vehicles, all the money, everything was his. Because she didn't deserve any of it. She was worthless in his eyes. And I think that's how he felt about her. Okay. When Suzanne told me that she was underground by the tree, I asked her, are you close to the house? And she said yes. I did not use my guides or a pendulum. I could hear her little voice, her kind voice, loud and clear. I told her Andy was coming to get her. Suzanne said, I know. And that was it. She was gone. You know, I had this conversation with Suzanne when Andy's brother, or Suzanne's brother Andy, talked about searching, putting together a search party and coming out to look for Suzanne. However, Suzanne did not stay by that tree. I can't say we will ever find all of Suzanne's body, because I see Suzanne in several different places. And that includes their old house that he recently sold in Indiana. Because during the time she was missing, he went to Indiana. He bought a truck. I think he traded in his old truck. So, therefore, what is that telling you? He's gotten rid of evidence. That truck was evidence. Because at some point, her body was in there. Now, did he take her to the hotel and cut her up in the bathtub? I don't know. I don't want to think about that. All I'm going to say about that situation is she showed me. And I felt how she felt. Her betrayal of how he treated her. You know, he made it look pretty on the outside to everybody. But inside was a nightmare for her. And I am so sure that if these girls have to testify, well, I don't know exactly how that'll work out, but they need to tell the truth and they need to stick up for their mother, and let everybody know what it was like in that house. Because people in glass houses should not throw stones. The camping trip that the girls went on, Mother's Day weekend, was prearranged by Barry. Now, Barry is a very, he has a lot of talents. He knows about firefighters, how all that kind of stuff works, because they teach you about things to be a firefighter. So he understands how that works. He is an avid trekker, an avid hunter, a big wild game hunter, and when people have came out to search for Suzanne, they felt like their lives were threatened and they were being followed, and I'm sure they were. Once Barry was arrested, the town Salida was extremely grateful because they could let their guard down again. Everybody in town was scared of that man. I don't understand what's taking so long to get this trial started. I haven't really heard anything about it, but I know that Barry was given orders by the judge to not bother the girls. Do not try to influence them, manipulate them, or anything like that while he's going through this, because the judge said he would tack on another 10 years to his sentence if he heard that he was trying to sway the girls in their opinions of what happened. I think it's very important, though, that they talk to the girls. They're grown now, so I don't see why they can't, get their point of view if they grew up in that home with Barry. So I think it's relevant to that case. Let's see. Somebody told me to quit going so much. So no. Let's see. Yes, I think they should knock down that wall that he built. The whole entire thing. Dig down, dig it up, and don't stop until they find something. I believe that, well, I'm sure there are parts of her in Indiana at the old house, because he scattered her, unfortunately. And when someone commits a crime, it's funny how they think that they can't get caught with all the technology that we have nowadays. I don't understand why they keep thinking that they're invincible. Oh, they're not going to catch me. I'm big, bad, tough. Big, bad, tough Bobcat Barry. No. It doesn't work that way. And he had, at the time she went missing, all of the security cameras around the home weren't working. It's kind of crazy. A little, man. He has just It's like he thinks that he can just snake charm everybody. He's a manipulator. And I want to see the trial. I want to know what's going on. And I did watch a trial yesterday and today, part of today, that was of a man and a woman that went to school together. They fell in love, they got married, they had a child, and when his wife disappeared, he was the number one suspect the whole time. Kind of like Barry, but he doesn't realize it. But he was. They took the boy away from the man because I don't know if it was because he was going to prison or because they felt like this child was unsafe with the man who killed his mother, which I would think that would be it, but I'm not sure. And one of the family members adopted him. And the father gave the son the home that he grew up in, that they lived in. That the house that they lived in at the time his mother went missing, his biological mother. So the man decided he didn't know if he was going to rent the house out or sell it, but the house was vacant at the time. So he started remodeling things, and he decided it would be cheaper to take the pool out and just have grass in his backyard rather than having a pool person come in and redo the pool, and it would have been a lot cheaper. So he decided to do that. And when he was taking out the outside shower in the backyard, he found his mother's body, her remains. And it happened in 93, and it was 2018. They said it was 21 years later. I didn't do the math, but they said 25, maybe 25 years later is when they found her body. Her son found it, but I felt so bad for that son because he didn't remember his mother. His father took that away from him. I'm just glad that Suzanne's girls are older, so they remember their mother. And hopefully they think about all the red flags. You know, they think about their lives with Barry and Suzanne and think, wow, that's why Mom acted that way. That's why we went here or went there or did this, or, you know, I could pick that apart. I don't like the man. I never did. You can tell he's fake, or at least I can. He has he doesn't care about anybody but himself. And that's just the way Barry Morphew is. If you have any information on Barry Morphew, you can let me know in the comments below. And next time I would like to touch on Lori and Chad Daybell. That is one heck of a trial coming. I know it may be a while for her, but like I've said before, she is not mentally ill. She has not been brainwashed. She knows full damn good and well what she did. She is using this to drag it out, and maybe Chad will get blamed for it all, and then I'll just get out. Well, that ain't gonna happen. No. She is gonna pay her price, too. And I would like to see those two rot in jail, because sometimes just knowing that they're miserable is great enough for our satisfaction, you know. I forgot what I was going to say next, but you guys are just so wonderful. I mean, I'm getting emails, and I appreciate your emails. I'm getting all kinds of comments. There's a few bad, but mostly they're good. And I do want to know, you know, what your opinion is of what I do as far as knowing and seeing things. Some of you are also Native American, and you call it seers, like seers. And I thought that was a good name for it, because I don't think a lot of us Indians, I mean, we knew we had abilities. A lot of them do, but they didn't know what to call it. So my mom called it. I don't know, you got it too. That's what she'd say. But I got lots of great birthday messages, and I appreciate that. I would like to go live sometime. I haven't done it, so I'm very nervous. But I would like to do that soon. So I have 2 moderators still. I have not been able to find the other 2 ladies. I wrote their names down, but that doesn't matter. I thought about maybe just switching people, you know, around, letting everybody take a turn. So, but we can talk about that in our live. And I don't know when a good time would be to do that. I would like to do it like on a Friday night, a Friday evening, or a Saturday evening, or no, earlier, probably on a Saturday. I'd like to at least try an hour for sure. And then we'll kind of go from there. We may go over an hour. It depends on how it goes. You guys are great. You're awesome. You're just mean a lot to me, you know. I appreciate you, every one of you, even the haters, because if somebody that doesn't believe in this can actually sit through and watch the whole video, and then leave a comment, there's something to it, you know. So, but this is what helps me. Watch the video, subscribe, hit the like button, and then if you can, if you remember, if you think about it, and if you want to, you can be notified by hitting that little bell to all, and then anytime I post a video, you will be notified, and you'll get to watch it. So you'll get to watch it right away instead of having to wait. But I'm here, so give me a email message, give me a comment. I do want to help everybody that I can. So if you have anything, send me an email. If it's in an email, I won't repeat it on the air. I feel like it's more private. But if it's in the comments, I'll be happy to share it. If you put it in the comments, that tells me that you don't care if I share that on the video. So, does that make sense? All right, you guys. I love you. God bless you. Thanks for being here. You guys take care of each other. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.